Hello, and welcome to 8-Bit Landfill, where we'll be exploring the hidden dregs of retro console gaming and digging up the weirdest, most obscure and downright worst games we can find. I'm Tom.
I'm Dan.
And today's worrying test result is Dynamite Dux. Though that might be an umlaut above the U, making it Dynamite Dux.
Dynamite Dux.
Dynamite Dux. Okay.
For the Master System.
Let's give this a smash.
You play as a duck?
Players,
Or is that a Dukes?
Okay, I think I'm into it now. Okay. Neither of these people are ducks thus far. I was led to believe there would be ducks.
He's going to get turned into a... Oh, why did you skip the cutscene?
Oh, I didn't mean I was trying to... Oh, I've ruined it now. Okay. Oh.
The guy, I think the guy got turned into a duck. And now you have to try and not be a duck.
Okay, so...
Go to KFC, apparently.
What the... Okay, so button 2 is jump.
Right.
And 1 is...
Punch.
Punch after a fashion, but...
Punch these dogs' heads.
It's like I don't understand why the dogs are in the pavement.
I don't think they're in the pain. I think they're just decapitated heads. That's a moose's head.
What the fuck? I feel like the sprite making in this is somewhat lazy.
At least it's one punch kills.
Yeah, this is no Bebe's Kids.
Fucking hell. But I did later find out that if you hold the right buttons, you can do uppercuts.
You can do other moves.
Which does them in 2 hits.
I wish we had known that. But then on the other hand, we would have had to have played more of Bebe's Kids.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so...
Okay, I'm taking far too much damage at the moment. I don't know, the character of the duck seems pretty Looney Tunes-esque from what I can tell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the guy from earlier.
Doesn't look that much like a duck, I've got to be honest.
Get that chest.
I'm getting the chest, and pie, street pie.
And that bazooka. Yes, now you're talking.
Things just got weird. What? Holy smokes.
It's turned into a sideways scrolling Gallagher.
I'm not reacting quick enough. There we go. Hello. What's your history with the old Master System, Dan?
I didn't have one. I was a NES boy. A friend of mine from school had one. I only really remember playing Sonic on it, though. And Alex Kidd, of course. Alex Kidd, the classic.
That came boxed in with it, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think one of the old Mega Mans, maybe.
I didn't get in on that generation. I was my first console was Mega Drive. It's follow up. And Master System, when I saw it in pictures, just always seemed kind of bizarrely quaint. Have I got a Super Soaker that I've got to put out this dude with?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello, come on.
I think you got to do the little guys first.
I don't know. I think they're just attacks, aren't they? I think I'm just supposed to I don't. Oh, I seem to take damage there. Hello. I'm not that good at Dynamite Dukes.
Well, I think that's okay. You're learning.
Oh, well, actually, I've only taken 3. I must have picked up some health along the way.
You can't go that way.
Okay, what am I doing? I can throw rocks at people now, apparently. Hey, I'm just throwing rocks down the stairs.
And burgers. Burgers just as big as you.
Stair burgers. We'd be going down into some sort of subway. And now green crocodiles? Or possibly a caiman, just to be a bit continental. Though I don't think they have caimans on the continent.
Okay, it doesn't look like the worst piece of shit.
No, I mean,
ever.
the movement speed is a little bit slow. It's not super interesting, but it's not proving ridiculous enough that I've got anything to take the piss out of at the moment. It's quite bland.
Adequate. A duck carrying a bazooka is something you don't have in every game, so that's just, that's something.
Oh, hot dog. I don't get the dogs that are in the pavement and the headless moose.
I think they're feet. I think they've just got feet attached to their neck.
That doesn't make any sense. Because the rest of them seem to have legs, but they just... It seems like a cop-out, is what I'm saying.
But an anthropomorphic duck that carries a bazooka,
No,
run of the mill there.
I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
I think you lost your weapon.
I quite like the boxing. I think they've only got a certain amount of uses. I quite like the little boxing crocodiles. As I understand it, this is a port of a much better received arcade game of the similar era, and they sort of had to nerf this to make it work on the Master System, and you can tell a lot of the sprites just, I don't know, flickering and just kind of hideous.
Yeah, not great. You have to jump in the middle of the thing and then punch him in the face and jump back out
quick
again.
Enough.
Ooh, it looks difficult.
Yeah.
Is it posing a challenge?
It's posing a challenge, but not that interesting of a challenge. I think I might die quite quickly.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're done.
And he spins. Oh no, he's fine.
Okay, you're right.
Just I've got another life. Hello, we've made it through the first level, which is more than you can say for
most of the other things we've been playing.
For the excretions which we've been wading through up until now. like Andy Dufresne through a river of shit.
Except for instead of coming out clean on the other side, we just kind of feel a bit depressed.
Yeah.
Depressed and maybe a bit hungry.
They haven't really, not much variation in the animals that I'm fighting. Is that a bomb? I think I may have some bombs now. Let's try that out. Hello.
The explosion wasn't exactly breathtaking.
No, it doesn't have Uncharted levels of pretty explosions.
Pigs in dresses with googly eyes.
This is weird.
Yeah, I think that I think the cutscene would have explained a lot.
Yeah.
I use the term cutscene quite loosely.
Do you think? I don't think it would have explained that much. Pie. The area effect on these bombs is not terribly explained.
No, it just looks like.
Where am I? Like,
splat.
What is this supposed to be? There's like, I'm assuming this is flowers down here towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some sort of kind of Japanesey looking wall there with tile. Oh no, tiling. This is both bland and kind of confusing. And just like the movement speed is beginning to bug me. I've got to say, it's just another one of these chaps.
I'm curious to know if, like, sort of back in the day, the idea of what is essentially a side-scrolling platformer having a third plane, so going up and down, if that's like a new thing.
Well, and it's more like a brawler, really, isn't it? This.
Yeah, but Master System days, I don't know if was it that common.
I don't know. I think there was ports of like your Streets of Rages. I think.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Because that's a genre that pretty much ceased to exist immediately after the 16-bit generation. Like the brawler never really came back in the same way. There is no equivalent of the Double Dragon or the Streets of Rage now.
There is Fighting Force for the PSX. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever played that. It was made by Core Design, guys who did Tomb Raider. Yeah. It's wicked. It's Streets of Rage but in 3D essentially.
I mean, like I think a couple of years ago, somebody attempted to make a Streets of Rage remake, and it looked awful from like the footage that leaked later on. I can't remember who it was being made
PS3.
by. Yeah, it was that era. I think they got to the point of making a vertical slice of it and no more. Right. There's serious slowdown going on. I think this is just far too many objects than the Master System can manage. I feel like I might not get through this.
It looks difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're moving. And what am I supposed to be hitting?
I'm not sure. Maybe you're supposed to hit the balls.
Actually, when I just walk forward and do that, he looks pretty boss. Like his eyes are kind of squinted in a.
They use the same engine for Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Actually, Becky was talking about the other day, saying we should play that, and I pointed out that one, I played it, and two, it wasn't that bad, so it probably wasn't going to qualify for the Landfill.
No, I remember playing in the arcade. I never played the Mega Drive version of it.
It was pretty. I mean, like it was kind of ridiculous in the sense that your only attack was kicking dust at people, and you had to rescue blonde girls from cages. I'm assuming MJ didn't have direct creative control on it, but if he did, it probably wouldn't have ended up massively different.
Yeah.
There was a cool level. I think it was like kind of a graveyard level where you could, if there was a shooting star that you could get, and it would turn you into like Robot Michael.
Oh, sweet!
That was fucking awesome because suddenly you turned into this like massive robot version of him and started stomping around. And you could deal tons of damage, and that seemed to be the only level in which you could do it. It was a bit bizarre.
I really remember the Smooth Criminal level, which was because the special move was he did the dance and everyone exploded. It was fantastic.
Actually, I'm beginning to talk myself into playing that game. Maybe that should be one of the first ones we play of games that we actually remember semi-fondly.
Quite good, yeah.
I'm trying to convince Dan that we should, if we ever get round to playing classics, we actually like it. My first choices are going to be 688 Attack Sub for the Mega Drive, which was an inexplicable gift to give to like a 10-year-old, but turned out to be brilliant.
It's absolutely no surprise to me that you like a game called 688 Attack Sub.
Why?
It's because
I do like submarines, actually. I've watched Crimson Tide far too many times. For some reason, I love that film. It's like Gene Hackman in one of his great late performances.
Continue, man.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm not getting through that. I've got to go back to the beginning of this level and fight that boss that I don't know how to beat. Maybe we should be scummy and just buy like a Game Genie. Just so we can skip to the end or play through these things. I don't think we don't want to subvert the essential shittiness of these games.
Yeah, I mean the problem there is you miss. You start halfway through. You miss the setup.
Yeah.
You miss the.
You're just not going to have that level of involvement.
No,
are you?
the exposition's all to clock. Like you don't know what's going on.
It'd be like if you're a PlayStation user and you only got into Mass Effect in the second and third games, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I never played any of those.
They're pretty good. I mean, like, they're a bit too short considering they're RPGs. I was always a bit disappointed. I mean, like, they all pretty much clocked in around 24 hours playtime, and that was including me doing pretty much all the side stuff.
Having sex with all the aliens.
You can only generally get it on with one. Let me think. In the first game, I think I got it on with Liara. Second one, it was the Australian woman whose name I cannot remember. She was kind of fit. And then I think I played back through that again to see like seduced Tali, just because I wanted to see what the hell was underneath that bizarre mask. But they never even remotely show you. And when they show you getting them on, they're just still in their full battle armor, so you've no idea. Yeah, I thought Tali was pretty fit considering she had basically a glass gas mask on her. That was alright.
It's kind of your kind of woman. Yeah, there was a lot of uproar, wasn't there, about
the ending of 3.
Was that where you're
getting
I wasn't, because they released an add-on pack for that, didn't they?
I never played that. I mean, I just couldn't be bothered to go through it again. The ending was pretty bad. I can understand why people were annoyed, but not the level of vitriol that it ended up in. Like, you can be annoyed at it, but you don't really have a right to demand. But then I guess the argument is that unlike a lot of games, it really did have a story that spanned pretty much the whole generation.
I mean, I think that's
your choices actually mattered. So for them not to have been respected in the ending I can understand the irritation. It just felt like very kind of cheap and binary, and didn't really pay much respect to the way that you had played Shepard, I think. Anyway, so were you going to say there was another?
No, I can't remember.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't remember. Just all that talk of the alien and the glass gas mask has just completely wiped my mind of anything useful to say.
Fair enough.
But no, I never played Mass Effect.
The first one was Jip. I mean, that was like proof of concept, and the fighting was like pretty bad. And then the second one and the third one, they turned more into action games to the expense of some of their RPG-ness, and some of that was worthwhile, but like I'd say by the third one the balance was probably a little bit out of kilter.
You'd never have that in this era, right? In the 8 and 16-bit era, you'd never have braying fans pissed off about like a bad ending.
No. Well, what are they going to do? Write them a letter? I mean, there was no like the internet is like the ultimate echo chamber for this stuff, and you can meet up with fellow people that feel just as passionately annoyed as you. And like, as we know, like the internet tends to magnify whatever we say, so any opinion that we held not that passionately becomes incredibly passionate in its transmission, and like I'm as guilty of that as anyone.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, you couldn't exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. They petitioned them, right? Who did it? Who made it?
BioWare.
They petitioned them to do a new ending, and they just did it. I mean,
but from what I understand, it was like pretty. Like it was kind of tacked on. They had to make do kind of cheaply from the resources they had left over, and they pushed into a hole. And like the two guys that were the leads of BioWare since its inception, I can't remember, the one is called like Ray Mazika or something. I can't remember the other guy's name. They both left within about 6 months of all that stuff happening, and they, of course, they said that's not the only reason, but if you've given probably close to a decade of your life to trying to make something like that, and then at the end of it, people all they do is bitch, even though it was for the most part an excellent game series, that's got to stick in your craw somewhat, I would have thought.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because sorry, Karen.
No, go on.
I was going to say, I remember when those games were announced, they said, "Oh, this is going to be like an enormous trilogy. This is going to take years. It's going to be 3 games." And I remember thinking, "Yeah, whatever. How big-headed is that you're going to say at the outset that's what you're going to do?" It takes some balls to say that, because you're like, "Well, wait till the first game sells well first." But they followed through on it. That was a 3-game series where you had genuine choices that affected the course of that game. Now, it might not have been reflected entirely in the ending, but like that takes some balls to pull off a game of that scope.
Yeah, I kind of found that about GTA 5 as well. I thought the ending of GTA 5 was a little bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, I felt like there wasn't really enough of a bad guy in that game, so at the end of it they just made Devin, what's his face? I will keep wanting to say Townsend, but I know it wasn't Devin Townsend.
Kicking off a cliff in the car.
Yeah, I mean, like it felt like in the end of it, they're like, okay, so he's the bad guy? I don't know. Like, I played so many hours of that game, but not for those reasons. Like, I think they bungled a lot of the story compared to what they did in GTA 4. Because GTA 4, for some of its failings, mostly the car handling, which was just so unbelievably horrible. But for all of that, the story stuff they did and the character stuff they did was actually like much more interesting and cohesive than anything they did in 5. Just felt like in 5 you spent most of the game doing that stuff for the FIB and the like the NSA or whatever, and that stuff was uninteresting and didn't really have anything to do with them being criminals. And just the idea of you playing a GTA game where you only receive large bits of money in 3 payments, the largest of which is after you finish the game and you no longer need the money. Just what the hell were they thinking? That's just such a bad idea.
I guess the idea of that was to add to replayability value, right? To keep people playing after the story, after the campaign mode had finished.
Yeah, but didn't you find that? I mean, I tend to do all the side stuff while I'm doing the single player game, because that's not really anticipatory.
I don't know if that's a word.
Anticipable. It wasn't. Made that up. You couldn't really anticipate that was going to be the case. So I hadn't really left anything to do. Yeah, good luck. I hadn't really left anything to do after the end game. So you end up just kind of buying a bunch of movie theatres, and you can do nothing with it other than it earns you a bit more money. I don't know, there seem to be a lot of really big missions in that game that you just don't get paid for. Either you were promised money that you don't get, or it was up front that you weren't going to get anything for it. Which is, in other GTA games you would just finish a mission and then it would give you a predetermined amount of money. And maybe that was a bit gamey and a bit of a broken way of doing it. But what they ended up doing was significantly worse. Like, you want to feel like you're getting paid. And I think the fact, if that was supposed to be a mechanic and that's, is supposed to be about you getting gypped for your money, they should have been far more literal about that, because they didn't come across that was a story point. It just felt like bad design. Yeah, I don't get this boss at all.
This is really, really hard.
Yeah.
I think...
how do you destroy those balls? I've tried punching the balls.
I can't... he's got such small reach. I mean, I don't know what that is. Some big fucking uppercut thing. He's got such small reach. I can't hit anything.
And some of the balls seem to get cracked, but then I can't work out if I'm doing that.
Okay, yeah, I just did it. I think.
But I don't think I've destroyed any of them, and maybe you've got to break all of them before you kill the boss. But it's horrific.
It's just I don't really, and it's glitchy to fuck.
It's glitchy.
Needs a wipe.
And the collision detection.
Yeah, it isn't great. His reach is so small that I just can't.
Sometimes I feel like I've avoided that thing, and then I totally haven't avoided that thing.
Yeah, it's not brilliant.
And of course they're floating a little bit off the ground, so their actual position is kind of misleading.
There's no other
I think there's supposed to be a shadow under them, but it's a bit. I don't know. Oh, shadow is probably too much to ask for.
This isn't fun.
No.
I mean, it wasn't all the way through. It's just been awkward. It's just been a really awkward to play game.
Yeah, the movement speed, the reach, pretty bad. I mean, it's by no means the worst of what we played, I don't think, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I don't know what we were expecting from Dynamite Dux.
I don't know. Something that you could actually play.
Yeah.
I just want to die on purpose because I want to go back and get those bombs. I reckon those bombs would do really well.
But the thing is, you can't not use those, so I don't know how you're going to save them up.
Yeah.
I think you should die, and then we should stop playing this.
I really want to fucking just land one hit. I've almost cracked all these.
Yeah.
Maybe you just. I mean.
But I mean,
that
I
last
don't.
One there.
I don't
crack. If I hit, I don't.
No. But I don't know if they're cracking because I hit them or because they hit me. Or...
No, I think maybe that. Maybe I just.
I don't know. The glitching and the slowdown is so horrendous that it kind of makes it a bit of a Sisyphean task. I don't know why either.
No, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Detection, you're right.
I have to say, I did download Game Maker Studio for a bit and tried to make a rudimentary platformer and learn a little bit of the coding, and collision detection seemed like somewhat of a bitch, so I can kind of understand why that's been an eternal issue for games. Okay, well, do you really want to play more of this? Okay, let's watch the opening cinematic just to see what we missed. Okay. Redhead girl jumping in a field of flowers. That was terrible. That's just a square tile that popped up.
So no, I told you he turned into a duck.
This is what?
That was a guy. That was the guy.
Okay, so that's the setup. Is her boyfriend gets turned into a duck,
and then
has to fight. But no, there's no way that thing's got feet. That is, there it's got feet. But
do you think it's? I don't think it's.
I don't think it's a glitch. I think they couldn't.
No, I don't think it's a glitch. I think it's.
What is that? Like, that's so weird. And the Colonel there for no reason.
If it is, I'm not even. It was not even a Bill Clinton moment. It actually is.
Yeah, that's the Colonel. That's fully the Colonel. There's a guy at work who used to be my manager many years ago, who's been working on a truly magnificent handlebar moustache. And I always refer to him as the Colonel and ask him what his blend of herbs and spices is. Don't think he enjoys it that much.
Please don't say herbs.
Well, only for the purposes of that, because in their advertising they call it herbs and spices. I actually know Americans that use the H in herbs, and for that I love them forever.
Oh man,
got to watch out for the skate cats.
I know, right? Oh. It looks like they're skating on pizza. They've all gone now, so I can't show you. But when they jump backwards, it looks like there's pizza under their feet. Right, what's this? Bazooka. Oh fuck! It's difficult.
Yeah.
And kind of boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always think back when we're playing these. I always think back and go, when I was fucking what? When was this? 89? Was this 89?
I can't remember. Yeah.
But if I was like 6 or 7, would I like this? Is it just because now I'm used to stuff? And, I don't know. I still go back and play Super Mario Brothers, like the original, and it still holds up beautifully.
Yeah, you do have to think like some were the games I enjoyed back in this era really that much better.
The first Metroid still is a fantastic game.
I do tend to think there were games that actually were better. I mean, like I don't know. I was thinking about Road Rash the other day, and like maybe obviously that game is going to have suffered, but like that was playable. Like any of those old games which you could legitimately sink like a bunch of hours in, it must have had something that distinguished it from the pieces of shit. Hang on.
Seen this?
Yeah, I went down there before.
Yeah.
Can you
change the path?
Oh.
No, you couldn't go up here before, could you?
No, I couldn't. That's really weird.
That's quite cool.
Okay, well that's one thing in its favour. Branching paths.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like that. I mean, it must have realised that we were playing a second game.
But there might be the only bit of it I've seen in the game so far. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting idea.
There you go. Everything has its redeeming features, right?
I mean, I feel kind of a bit bad for this game because, like, from what I saw on the internet, this is like the bad version of a game that was better than this on arcade.
Is that just a straight up gun shooting bullets?
Yep, the world's slowest bullets.
That's kind of a bit dark.
Well, he was using a bazooka earlier. I don't see why that's less dark.
Yeah, that's true.
And bombs.
Weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty violent considering it's what seems to be a child-friendly Master System game.
You've got that boss's attack patterns down.
Not
maybe in a version of this which wasn't terrible, like this is masterable and fun.
In the devs' brains.
Yeah. No, they were saying that the animation had been completely scaled back and things like that.
Was it a port from arcade?
Yeah. And it was originally a 16-bit arcade game, so they had to like properly squash this down.
Right. Oh, yeah.
The gun looks more like a paintball gun, but it seems to have bullets coming out of it.
Yeah. Maybe it is a paintball gun. Maybe I was being too harsh with the.
No, that totally looks like bullets. Maybe maybe it kind of looks like one of those guns that the long-haired blonde guy has in Die Hard. Love that gun.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
It's just making me huff now. It's wearing me down. Yeah, killed him.
Go.
Brilliant. Now I'm on to the next level, which is equally boring.
Okay, I'm giving you one go to get past that boss, and then we're killing this.
I've already played against that boss.
Yeah, I know. I was giving you one last chance.
I don't know if I want another chance.
Okay, fuck. So why are we playing through this again?
It's a good point. It's so ugly as well. That colour scheme, it's just fucking ugly. It's weird dog things. I think I'm getting good at it now. Well, not good, but I'm getting better.
So if you can like keep the bombs and run past these fools, or sort of avoid them, because that might be a plan. Doesn't seem to be much penalty for not killing these dudes.
No,
those things are going to try and
massively difficult to get
that's
past.
food. Is that food? I can't tell whether that's food or. Can you not get through there?
Yeah, just
the collision detection's wacky, isn't it? Like they seem to be able to attack you on like a reasonable vertical level.
I can't remember what it's called. Like the name for it, when you like take a hit and then you have like temporary invulnerability and then you just fuck off. I've got bombs. I don't think they're gonna. I've got them. think it's going to do much. Doesn't seem to just throw them around.
So you're going to run out of those quite quickly.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything anyway. Are they? Maybe they are, I don't know.
Let's see if they actually kill some balls. Because he seemed to only have like 4 of those balls going round earlier.
I'm out now.
Out of bombs.
Yeah, look, I am cracking them. But it's just... Yeah, his reach is just so short.
Are you getting loads of slowdown as well?
Yeah, I don't think it looks as bad as it was when you were playing it.
Yeah, when I was playing it was to the point where it was like half speed.
Yeah, but the trick is that everything slows down, right? So, Matrix style.
Yeah, it's just when it's inconsistent, it's quite difficult to judge if you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just quite bad at this game.
Yeah, I am too. I think these type of games don't really give you a lot of time to like think, do they? Like, and take in your surroundings and plan a strategy. You just kind of have to like hammer button 1 until you do something that's good. There you go. Look, I've cracked them.
Yeah,
all.
you're definitely cracking them.
That's a start.
I mean, actually, I was talking to a guy at work about this earlier. He was a kind of a friend of mine who's another kind of elder statesman gamer, and like part of this is that they at this age they did not play test games. Like that's only something that really came in the 90s, like kind of the mid 90s, when more like PS1 era.
Must have had like beta testers and stuff, right?
Well, they roughly bug tested things, but the idea was like, you know, they didn't seem to realise there was a difference between like whether they could finish it and whether a member of the public could finish it. Hence, you get those kind of ridiculous spikes in difficulty. It's a bit like a writer understands his own novel, but no one else does, because you know they understand what those words mean. But if you've made a bastard hard game, sometimes you seem to be the last one to know, and then you publish something which is unplayable. Anyway,
I killed 3 of those balls.
Yeah.
Not that it made a difference.
No,
not that I feel any better for it. I don't feel elated and satisfied with myself for having done that. So
no, I feel pretty down.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so that was Dynamite Dux. And we've been 8-Bit Landfill.
Bye.
Bye.